My friends, the United States of America needs to send a strong message to Vladimir Putin and any other aggressor that we will not tolerate attacks on our democracy. That's what this bill is all about.
Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The Senate voted 98-2 yesterday to punish Russia, Iran, and North Korea for various violations.
The last 8 months, what price has Russia paid for attacking American democracy? Very little. This legislation would begin to change it. The legislation would impose mandatory sanctions or transactions with the Russian defense or intelligence sectors, including the FSB and the GRU, the Russian military intelligence agency that was primarily responsible for Russia's attack on our election.
I think you have to go deep into the Cold War to remember a time that we were in this level of confrontation with Russia or the Soviet Union. Most certainly, even the end of the Cold War was a friendlier time than we are today.
Tonight, a new power play from Vladimir Putin as the Russian president surveyed his nation's military might on parade. Putin ordered a diplomatic retaliation against the United States.
Американская сторона предприняла
In an interview on state-owned TV, Putin said he will cut the number of Americans allowed to serve in Russia by 755.
So the rules of American governance state that if there's this overwhelming majority in Congress, both in the House and in the Senate, it means that they have the vote to override any presidential veto. So if he hadn't signed it, if he'd vetoed, Congress had the votes to override him, which means he was boxed into a corner.
The legislation would target the Russian energy sector, which is controlled by Vladimir Putin's cronies, with sanctions on investment in Russian petroleum and natural gas development, as well as Russian energy pipelines.
This was the second successful intercontinental ballistic missile test within the past month, and it flew longer and farther than any previous missile. Pentagon intelligence analysts have been surprised by the fast technological advances made by North Korea's weapons scientists. Recent North Korean propaganda videos have featured the U.S. Capitol in flames. Analysts do believe that the missile launched today did have the range to hit Los Angeles, Chicago, or even New York. It is unclear how close North Korea is to being able to arm a missile with a nuclear warhead.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, in infamy, in infamy.